Hello, everybody, and welcome to our third thematic forum. And today we have our dear guests from Norway, from Vitensenteret Innlandet in Gjøvik. So, first of all, I do apologize for every mispronunciation that I heard today. I believe there will be plenty, but you just go along.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. You came yesterday from Norway. Vitensenteret Innlandet is one of our project partners, and we've been cooperating for like 2 years now, and it's been a rather successful cooperation. I hope so. And we've had some online workshops, and I will now tell your name. I will try to tell your names. So I'm Ivana Lović-Marić, and I am from Regionalni Znanstveni Centar Panjska Hrvatska here in Croatia. And first of all, we have Gavin Donald Drop. And would you please tell us what's your role in the Science Center?
I'm one of 3 technicians, so we build maybe 90% of the things in our science centre. Almost everything is hand-built. So we have an artist who's very good, a carpenter, and I do most of the electronics, a little bit of programming, some woodworking, welding, that sort of thing.
Thank you. And then we have Elizabeth Alimo.
Yeah.
Oh,
Great pronunciation.
No, thank you.
Well, I'm the CEO, so I do a lot of work with raising the money and making plans far ahead, and have contact with a lot of people that are our colleagues in Norway at the other science centers. Yeah, CEO.
Okay, thank you. Then, if I will now try.
Yes.
So, Lars Jesholm.
Very good.
Thank you.
So, I'm one of now 9 pedagogues, working at Vitensenteret, and my main role since I started in 2020, so 3, maybe almost 4 years ago, has been working with programming and getting programming into schools in Norway, both for teachers and for students. So that's the main thing, but I'm also responsible for our gifted students program, or one of the responsible. So yeah, that's me.
Okay, thank you. And we have Catherine Halvorsen.
Yes. I'm a pedagogue as well as Lars Harald. I'm doing all kind of subjects we have, from mathematics to physics, biology, chemistry, and teach pupils, students from kindergarten level to high school, as we have in our center. So I think at our center, all the pedagogues do all the subjects, actually. We can all do every subject.
Oh, that's great.
Despite our background in different subjects we have. So yeah, it's my daily work.
When was this center established, actually?
Well, the project started around 2000, because around us there's a lot of high-tech industry, and they thought about how to make recruitment on a long time. Like these children, we want them to work at our place when they are grown-ups. So at 2007, we opened the doors to the Science Center, and we are growing. It's a big building, and we are still growing within the building. But we also have a lot of students. We meet a lot of students outside as well, even more than at our Science Center. So these 2 pedagogues, they are traveling a lot in our region. Yes, the project started 2000, so it's 23 years ago.
One of the main topics usually is financing. So what is the way that you finance your center?
Well, we get 1/3 of our budget from the government each year, and then maybe like 10% from our owners, and 10% from the people visiting us, and the rest is projects. So we have a lot of projects, some for duration of 3 years, some for 2 years, some for 5 years. But the project is a really big part of how we get our funding.
What are your experiences with projects? Are they different? Is it all the same?
No, they are different. Yeah, but a lot of them is the focus is activity for your children. That's the easiest way to get projects, is that somebody wants to make science good and reachable for children, and then they may use us because we go to every school in our big region. And so that's the main focus, is activity, but we also have now we have activity for senior citizens. We have activity for young adults, but it's activity and giving them inspiration and motivation to work with science. So there are a lot of different projects, and this is one of them. Working with you.
Thank you for working with us.
Oh, it's a good pleasure.
But I just want to add, for example, we're going to work later today with microbits. So that was one of the big projects that actually went over all of Norway. So all of the science centers in Norway were involved, but we have our region, and we went out to approximately 200 schools. I think I visited maybe 150.
Yes, you did.
And it's just a great way to get money into the organization while reaching a lot of people.
So we are a tool for many, like the government, to how to reach out to every school, all the teachers. Then they use the science center because we are a great tool to reach out.
Yes, to be on the terrain, right, on the field. Yeah. All right. So I've checked some numbers, and I see that in 2022 you recorded 43,872 visitors.
Yes.
So in your center.
No, that's the total number of people we have been reaching throughout the years. So half of that is at the science center, and half outside approximately. And half of it is schools, and half of it is vacation and everybody else coming and visiting us.
So you've mentioned that you have programs for the elderly and for the young
adults.
Adults, yes. And you said that you are working with children of all ages.
Yeah.
And what are the programs that you offer to them? I've seen different activities that you have.
Well, maybe one of the pedagogues will explain what we do during the week, the programs we have during the week.
Yeah, well, during the week, the different schools can book a session with us, and then they can choose from a variety of themes, such as, well, we have this where we work in a what do you call it, crime lab or a forensic lab, where we solve a crime using science. So we find all this narcotics after a big police razzia, and we verify whether it's cocaine or different stuff. Then we also use drama as a method. So we do the entire trial. So we see that the bad guys go to prison and that you shouldn't do drugs while using science. Of course, everything is just a cheating exercise. We don't actually have methamphetamine in the lab, but it's one of the things they can order. But also we have our planetarium, so people can order an astronomy session and go into space and explore, which is great fun. And then we have maths.
Yeah, graphic workshops, mathematic themes, chemistry you mentioned.
Physics for the kindergarten kids.
Physics for the kindergarten, energy and environment. Yeah, we have a lot of different themes, and they come for us in a 90-minute session. And we wait on the practical work. Yeah. So and with drama, as you said, often we have a dramatic introduction or drama introduction to set the subject and the mood, the themes, just to get them in the mood. Yes. So with costumes maybe, and yeah. So it's, yeah, they come and get inspired and do some practical work. And it's also always framed with pre-work and then post-work they do back in school. So it's a package actually. And we sit in our center is the middle of it, So it's
They prepare some work at school,
Yeah.
and then they have some stuff to work with after the visit. Like, for example, the best drama we have, I think, is when one of us dresses up like a big oak tree, and we talk about photosynthesis, which is great fun being the tree, saying, "So sometimes the squirrels tickle me, and oh, my friend Mrs. Apple Tree, she makes apples from the surplus of sugar." So, yeah, it's a great fun way to talk science, and that's how people learn science, by talking science. So it's a great way to learn science.
So making science fun and drama and doing the practical work are some, I think, things that you focus on. I've seen the exhibitions that you have actually. I've seen the pictures. You can check it on the website, and it looks really attractive. And do you change that often? You said that you make it yourself mostly, the brain, and
About the brain.
so I think that it's very attractive to kids and to your visitors, but also I think that it is interesting the way that you have incorporated different subjects into one theme. For example, I've seen music, and it looks really interesting, music and physics, if I'm getting it right. So could you maybe talk about it more?
Yeah, I mean, we try and change the exhibitions maybe once every year, once every other year. So we're always rotating so it doesn't get boring. This ties into projects. We get money from projects. We sit down with a big planning phase. We argue about what we're going to have, what we're not going to have. The designer says, "I want it all to be round." We say, "You can't make it round." Then, we then start building normally. We normally have a build time of around, a project time of around half a year, from sort of starting to plan things, starting to put things together to the finished project.
Maybe you can talk about the thing we did with the museum.
Yeah, last year we opened a new exhibition. It was music and physics. We're partly owned by a museum, so we had some of it. We had a corporation where they came with some of their installations, and we built our own. So sort of the history of the local music, because there's a lot of music in our area. So we had a cooperation with them.
So it's music and science, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's a great thing, because some of our visitors come to visit because of the music and watch, oh, my granddad is playing that band, or because we have a lot of albums on the wall. And some of the visitors, they come to see the science, but they get more, if they come to see the music, they get the science as well. So it's like an add-on. I like that cooperation.
And it's a cool room because, music is just the artistic side of physics.
Yeah.
So, like, sound is physics, music is sound, so music is physics, approximately. But it's a cool way to just, if you like music, as you say, you can see, wow, so it's actually just physics.
Yeah.
And if you just like the physics, this makes sense to me now. I can like music if you're that kind of guy. But yeah, it's a great room. And then we also made, because the room came first, and then Elizabeth ordered a pedagogic theme to go with the room. So we have a room, we have a theme where we welcome students into that room to experience different sounds, do different experiments. There's a very cool room in there. What do you call it? The
anechoic chamber.
Anechoic chamber, where basically two speakers meet, and in the middle,
the sound waves cancel each other out.
Yes.
The energy
Very cool.
Zero. It's the middle point.
Very cool experience for kids. So yeah, that has been really fun. The only problem with that project is in our new curriculum in Norway, there are nothing about understanding what sound is.
Yeah.
So the teachers, when they pick what to order, I would also, if I were a teacher, choose something that I could use in my teaching as, okay, now we've been through this and this and this. But sadly, that theme doesn't really check off any boxes. So it should. So it's the curriculum that's wrong, not our theme.
We have to do something about curriculum.
Yeah.
On a national level.
Mm-hmm. So we have to get into politics.
You can do that.
Yeah.
Well, there's just one simple thing that needs to be changed.
Yeah.
What about the educational system in Norway? So you mentioned curriculum. So we have here in Croatia primary school, it's 8 years, and then we have high school, 3 or 4 years, and then it's the education, faculty or something like that, university. And one school mandatory preschool, 1 year of mandatory preschool in Croatia. So what is the hierarchy in Norway?
So at age around 6, you start in first grade. You have kindergarten, and the normal thing is to start kindergarten at around 1 to 2 years of age. So most children go in kindergarten for 2 years, 1 to 2 to 6, and then from 6 to 12, you have grades 1 through 7, which is what we call primary school. And then you have what's called in English lower secondary school, which is 3 years with that's the years 1 to 10 is what mandatory. So everyone has to do it.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, that's right.
And then there's most students then take additional 2 or 3 years in upper secondary school, which is 3 years if you're going to universities and stuff, 2 years if you're going for like carpentry, and then 2 years in school, and then 2 years in training on the job. Yeah. So you have in the upper secondary school, you have the choice between going into academia or into working, basically.
So 10 years and then
Yes.
high school.
So what do you think are, besides the music and physics, what are the other things that you think should be improved in the Norway educational system? Name just a
Big
few.
question.
Okay.
So each one of you can say one thing.
I mean,
So
I mean-
you mean how many times?
I'm English. So when you're 16, you specialise because you're getting ready to go to university. So the grades that you get at the age of 15 are the grades that you give to your university, and they give you an offer. That means you specialise in 3 subjects so that you're ready for university. In Norway, you take 12, 13 subjects.
In
Some
high
of them are
school.
sports, religion, so then maybe some of those kids aren't that interested. If they're not good at sports, then they can potentially get bad grades and struggle to get into university. I think that's maybe not the smartest thing in the world, but that's my personal opinion.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, the politics in Norway is that we have one school that fits all. So that's kind of that's a big task for a teacher. You get a classroom with 30 students, they are not the same, and you have to give them their individual help and plans. So I think it's a good thing that we have a public school that is for everybody, but it's
It comes at a price.
yes, it does actually, because there are so many different students in that classroom, and it's not even, I think, possible for a teacher to get like the closeness and the knowledge of every child to give them exactly what they need. And that's the law. You have to give them their individual progress. So I think that's in Norway, the public schools are really good, and we have some private schools as well. But yeah, it's that one size doesn't fit all. I think it's a problem.
And well, building on that, we see a lot of schools in Norway struggle to get educated teachers to work, and we're just a lot of teachers stop teaching long before their retirement just because, well, doing what you just described is heavy work, and you get into teach. Or at least I am an educated teacher, but I haven't really worked that much as a teacher because the time I did work was very little teaching. I almost didn't have any time to plan teaching, to do teaching. All the time goes to these two guys had a fight in the last break, and we have to figure that stuff out before we can start doing what we're actually going to learn some great stuff this lesson, but we don't have time because you guys had to fight during this break, and that's just, well, if you asked what would you like to change, I would like in all classes, I want this is my dream. What's it called? Social teacher, one that takes care of everything that has to do with students' interrelations, and I can go in and be the teacher to teach the science, the subjects. So, okay, you guys are fighting, go with the social teachers outside, figure it out, come back when you're ready. But the rest of us, we are 25 here that's not fighting. We can learn. That would be great. Whew, that's my dream.
Do you have anything to add?
No, I agree with you. A teacher in Norwegian school has so many other tasks than to teach, as you say. A lot of psychological problems as well in society these days. So you have to do a lot of other things than to teach.
Yes, the classroom.
I think that's common
So,
in other countries as well.
Our project is focused on the gifted children, and I would like to hear the experiences you have with work with the gifted children in Norway. So, as we talked earlier, I think the situation is rather similar to Croatia. It is expected to provide the maximum for the gifted child to reach his full potential. But we are not sure if the system allows it, if the system makes it happen. So what are your experiences in Norway?
The same.
Yeah.
No, well, the law states, as you said, that all pupils or children, students they have the right to get teaching on their level. But in all practical sense, you don't write 30 different syllabi for 30 different students. But what we see, or the experiences I have at least, is that it's the not so gifted students that get most of the attention to kind of drag them up to the rest of the class. And we see a lot of people at the top of the class who they're being thought of as, yeah, they're okay, they're doing fine. I don't need to worry about them because they're doing okay. I need to get all these other people with us. So a great teacher would have a plan for these guys, and something for these guys. They would have three or four or five different plans going on simultaneously. And I've met some of these teachers, and I have no idea how they manage. But I recently met one, and she was really angry with people who are thinking about only these guys and these guys. We have to keep progress all over. But then I don't know how many hours a day she works, or if she was just really, really good. That might be.
And the part of the system, like when you study to be a teacher, the part of working with gifted children is not a focus area. So when you start working as a teacher, you don't have you never thought about it actually. So, but that's changing in Norway now. It's coming a national project that the science centers are going to be a part of. That's focusing on the gifted children, but also on the teachers, because they meet these children every day. and they have to know how to work with them. So this new project that's coming, we just got it this just a few months ago, and all the regional science centers are going to be part of it. But a big part of this project is helping the teachers, helping them to find these gifted children. What do we look for? We don't even know what to look for. And how do we work with them? So we are really looking forward to this national project, to be a part of that. So it's coming maybe next year.
And what about now the current situation? How do you identify the gifted children? Is it only the teachers' role in it, or do you have some?
We work together. So the project has started on some science centers, but we are not a part of that yet. But we know people in the local businesses, and a local bank has given us money to have our own gifted students program. That's not really the same as everyone else, but we have our own. So what we do is this fall we visited all of the schools, so the lower secondary schools, grade 8 to 10, and we met with the teachers. We presented that, okay, you have, if you trust statistics, which I do, 10% of all students are in this group of gifted children. But we have to learn how to identify them. They can be just really smart and but they can also be the really troublesome students who are they've been bored in school for 6 years. They haven't really learned anything new the last years. And the teacher might see this kid as a problem, but then maybe if you take another look and know that this might be because he's bored, that he or she might fit into this category, and just, okay, maybe what you need is a set of extra challenges and to meet someone who thinks like you. So we see this also very much as a social arena. You can meet people who think the same as you, who understands what you're thinking about.
Yeah. So we meet the teachers, and you forgot your.
I forgot the question. How do we identify?
Yeah.
We need. Thank you. We actually talk to teachers and have them send in applications, and we have applications from both teacher and parents and the student, and they have to answer a questionnaire where we use this questionnaire we got from another talent or another gifted to the program. Where we have on a scale from 0 to 2 a lot of questions, and we can use these questions to kind of identify, filter through, to find out. We're not really interested in the hard workers who get good grades because they're working day and night. We're interested in the ones that kind of have a higher potential, not just I'm very good at reading and memorizing. Yeah.
So excuse me, I just didn't realize, do you do it to all the students, the questionnaire,
No.
or just the ones that teachers?
The teachers kind of say, okay, I think these two, they should probably apply.
suspects.
Yeah. So I talk to their parents, and they have to send an application to their parents, and I, as a teacher, will send an application for them, and then we go through. So we've actually done that for a new group just now. And I was busy, so I couldn't be a part of it, but I think we narrowed it down from, I think it was more than 30 applicants this year, and we have 25 spaces. So this is the first year we have more applicants than we have room. So we had to turn some applicants down this year, which is sad, but also, okay, we're growing, which is good.
Yeah. So thank you. And once you identify the child as a gifted, what do you do with them? Do you just give them different programs? Are there in school something that they would have support or something like that?
No, so our project has just 4 days through the school year. We invite this group of students, 25 students, to Vitensenteret, and we do a variety of, what should we call the activities? Team working, problem solving.
Yeah.
Use your brain in different ways, and maybe just, hey, check out this cool new technology. You can use this. Welcome to use. Just make the focus is having a good social arena and kind of challenge on the faglig.
Academic.
Yeah, challenge academically. I think new ways.
I think that's important because a lot of them don't know how to solve a problem because everything has been so easy for them. So to meet this challenge, to make good routines to how do I meet this kind of challenge and learn how to like, oh, I made it. Bring me the next one. That's a really important part of our work with the gifted children because they don't have good strategies because they have faced this kind of big problems.
Yes. Everything has been easy.
Yes, it's been so easy, so they don't have good strategies. And if they don't have good strategies when they're like 13, 14, or 15, at some point in their academic career, they will meet this problem. And if you haven't learned to how to solve it when you are at a younger age, it's going to be a much bigger obstacle to pass. Maybe when you are like doing your PhD, well, you should have met a difficult problem before that and learn how to solve this. So I think that's a really big part of it, learning them how to meet big problems. And also the social aspect, as you said, because maybe they are alone in their class, like having this kind of ideas. I think that's a really good thing. And we don't give them so they go faster through the curriculum than the rest of the class. We give them something else, so it's not like they are speeding through the curriculum by staying at us, but we give them other things.
We might
Other things to challenge them, not like the thing you should have learned next year or the year after that, but another thing.
And what are the reactions? How do the kids respond to that? And the teachers, do they find it helpful? And what are the reactions of the pupils in the classroom that are left behind, let's say, that they are not included in the program?
It's so few from each class that, okay, to answer your question, I have no idea what the rest of the class thinks about these two guys leaving to come to us. But usually it's not many pupils from each class because we have, how many schools?
Well, it's quite a few schools.
Yeah, 10 schools or something. So on average, 2.5 students from each school from 2 different levels and so not even one from each class. So I haven't even thought of that, what they think about some people leaving. I'm thinking that it would be the same as, okay, Gavin is sick today, or Gavin went to the gifted program today. He's not here today. I don't care why. If I was your peer at school, I wouldn't really care why you were gone. You weren't there that day. So that's how I see it, at least.
Yeah, well, this is a program for the gifted children.
Yeah.
So, well, I guess some of their classmates would think, why are they going? But really, this is for the gifted children. We can't take their emotions to the rest of the class into the program. That's not our job, so we don't think about that.
But your other question is the students participating, we're getting good feedback from. We haven't really had any survey to see what the teachers think after a year. But we have met this fall when we visited the schools. We met some of the teachers to the pupils who have been in the program for a while, and some of them were saying things like, "Well, yeah, we get to know what you're doing because they always come back and they tell, I've been doing this and this and this." So they seem positive, but I don't have any hard numbers to verify. No.
And what are your thoughts on that? Do you like it is? Do you think you should improve the program? Do you think more children should be involved, or should they have different programs in the school to back up the things that you're doing in the center?
That would be the dream.
But then again, we're just saying teachers are overworked as
Yeah.
is. So without more funding in schools and more people, I'm thinking if all these gifted programs are coming up all over the country, that would be great.
Yeah,
And the students can try to manage what they're already doing.
I think a part of the big project for us will be helping the teachers during the everyday work. First, how to find these children. 2, how to prepare good subjects for them. And 3, how to make the rest of the class benefit from this kind of thinking. So, because if we meet a lot of teachers, we help really a lot of students. One teacher, 25 kids. So a big part of the new project will be helping teachers, give them the tools they need. So I think it's really important for us to work with the teachers in the schools.
And currently, there is no program for teachers.
Some parts, some science centers in Norway have that because they have funding from the government. And this project is now growing, so the rest of us will also have this kind of project. So, and it's already been decided that a big part of the project will be focusing on the teachers and also on the university where you do your teacher training, because they don't have it either. So it's not a lot of people in Norway who knows how to work with gifted children outside the science centers.
One more question is about social and emotional development of gifted children. You have mentioned some of the challenges that they have concerning that they are gifted and that they find things boring at school. And do you think that they need support in this field? And do you provide it in your science center, or do you plan to provide it?
I'm thinking even our groups, they are massively different. So you have the ones who are bored at school, but you also have applicants who are there. Their teacher thought they needed an extra challenge, but they would have been fine without. So it's hard to give a straight answer based on the entire groups, because they are so different within that group also. But I think they all have a benefit socially from being there. And it was a heartwarming thing. It's usually what we do is a 2-year. They start when they are in grades 8 and 9, and the second year they are in grades 9 and 10. Due to COVID, we had to postpone one group a whole year because they were from different municipalities. So they weren't allowed to meet during COVID. So we had to do one when one of the groups were grade 10 and then first year of upper secondary school. And we couldn't do it on the daytime, so we had to do it at nighttime. And that group became so interconnected. So one of the girls took the responsibility and added all of the participants on Snapchat group. And once we had a new student who came in from Germany, his teacher asked, can he join? Even though it's year 2. Of course, there's room, but he wasn't there for a few seconds before. What's your name on Snapchat? So you can join the group. So it was a great group mentality. And I think that was worth it for that group. They became a gang of great minds. It's really cool.
But we do social activities with them as
Yes.
well.
Usually once a year we do some. We've been doing bowling, laser tag. We always have good meals for lunch. Just creating social arenas for them, where we can talk to people who think the same way as you. Which is good for them.
I will have to look for the questions that we maybe have. All right. So if any of our participants online have some questions for our guests, you can share it with us now. And during the writing, I will ask you for the plans that you have for your science center. Do you plan to grow? Do you plan to change some of the activities, different programs? So,
all of the above.
Yes, you plan to grow.
Yes, we have a big regional role to fulfill. Our region is bigger than Denmark, so yeah, that's a hard work to meet all the children several times. We are growing within the science center, hopefully. We don't have to talk about that. That's a really hard work to get the whole building. And we also always, like Gavin said, have to change the inserts, the exhibitions, because we have people coming back several times, and we need to be like in touch with the society. Or the same thing for our pedagogical themes. They have to be current. So all the time we are changing these kind of themes. So it's always work in progress. Everything, all the time. So I think that's a great thing, because you want to get better. You want to find new people to work with, and and be on a present and really play an important role in society due to all the things that's happening around us, like fake news. We really should learn kids about fake news. And then in maybe 3 months, there's a new topic. We should talk about that. We should always be in front of the development in society. So it's hard work, but we love it.
Just talking about fake news, one of the sessions or one of the group meetings for the year 2 of our gifted program now was create your own conspiracy theory and back it up with proof. Because we thought that giving them the opportunity to create their own conspiracy theory would help them identify the weaknesses of other conspiracy theories and identify them as conspiracies and not theories. So that was after talking to Bergen, another science center. We just got that idea. So we did that, and from what I heard, it was a success. I didn't get to participate, but people were making, the wildest theories, proving that something or somewhat happened to something or whatever. But just it was a cool idea, and I think it worked.
Well, I think that we spent the time that we were planning. So I would like to thank you for your participation here, and also for coming to Croatia and for being the partners on our project. It's really been a pleasure working with you so far, and I think that we will have great time in the future. In these few days you're here, and you will be having workshops and presentations of your work here in our science center, and I'm really looking forward to it, and I think it will be great fun. So thanks again, and thank you for being online with us, and see you again in a month.